What if the USA was ruled by truly inspirational leadership? Imagine a nation led by visionaries. Oops, not these clowns. I obviously meant Giga Chad Norwegian Vikings, the true conquerors of the seas and masters of diplomacy. Today, we rewrite the history in EU4, starting as Norway and forging the ultimate Viking dream, the United States of America. So guys, as you can probably tell, this is not going to be your typical Norway campaign, but regardless, we still need to revoke our 2 default privileges granted to nobility, nobles court, and Danish nobility, because these would carry over once we form a different nation. We also might want to navigate through our mission tree and complete some of these missions, because there are very good ones. For example, a whole new world which gives us increased settlers for 40 years. And obviously, at the beginning of the game, we want to get our independence from Denmark. So let's get into our estates. To clergy, we will be granting +1 admin point. Oversight by the clergy, religious diplomats, indebted to the burghers' loans, promote burghers' bookkeeping, private trade fleets, and also private enterprise. Now we can summon the diet and check what we have for the nobility. We just need to improve relations with Brandenburg, which is good. Seize lands. Now, unfortunately, I do not have yearly inflation and trade efficiency level 1 advisors, but that would be what you want to get. In my case, I'm just gonna go for Diplo reputation right now, and later on we will get more advisors. We will be deleting our fort in Trondelag. We simply won't need it. And we start with 3 heavy ships. To complete our mission, the fleet of Norway, we need to have at least 5 heavies or 8 light ships. So we can build more light ships and get rid of the heavies right now, because these would cost us a lot of money to keep them. We're just going to sell them to England for as much of money they can give us. 6 to 8 ducats, better than nothing for sure. Now let's build 4 more barks. Our force limit is 10, so we will get 3 additional soldiers as well. Put our army maintenance to 0. And right now our independence would be supported by Teutonic Order and Lithuania, so we're gonna grab both of them. But we can get more nations to support us if we improve relations with Danish rivals and enemies. So in this case it would be England. And we also have Poland and Burgundy. Now, these nations might differ in your case. You might be able to get England from day 1 to support you. You could even get nations like Novgorod. The more you get, the better. It doesn't really matter which nations they are. And you can also grab this alliance with Sweden, because you won't be taking provinces in Scandinavia, as if you want to form the USA, you will need to abandon all of your European belongings. So it's really not worth it to expand. Actually, you know what? I'll just get this discipline guy right now, and we can probably afford to get the yearly prestige one. Let's go ahead and grab a general. Okay, so in my case, I won't be even waiting until we can complete the Norwegian allies, because we already managed to get England to support us as well. This once again will really vary from game to game, but in my case, I'm just going to declare the independence war right now. There we go, -1 stability. We have a new king, and he's a really good one. We're going to boost our stability back up to 0. We're going to complete the mission's Norwegian allies, and in this case it's going to give us 100 Diplo points. If you complete it before declaring the independence, you will get different rewards. Force limit is also now increased to 13, so we're going to grab 3 more soldiers. We can also grab our naval doctrine right now, and let's go for Norwegian sailors. It's a really cool one. Fleet movement speed +1, marines force limit +15%, and national sailors modifier +15%. And we actually get to keep this once we form the USA as well. We can complete the mission, expand the military, giving us 50 mil points, morale of armies, and shock damage received -10% for 25 years. That's cool. And also we have liberty for Norway as we completed this mission. +1 stability and 30 legitimacy. Let's charge these fools. Let's just go. We have Sweden on our side, and we have a couple of English soldiers. Very easy. Also, you might be getting events like this one, Bohus Fortress. It gives you a castle in Bohusland. Don't want to have any forts, so we're just going to delete it. Perfect, guys. We have built our ships. The fleet of Norway is here. We get an explorer with 100 tradition. The maps to Greenland event happens, and we also get some additional navy tradition. We will now discover North Atlantic and Greenland, and we can see all of this stuff. This is the future USA lands. And that's it, guys. We have war reps and we have independence. That is all that we need. Thank you very much. Win our independence is going to give us 20 legitimacy and some other bonuses that we don't care about in this run. Let's grab some rivals, Novgorod, Scotland, and might as well Denmark. Grab some of our ships, and we will begin exploring. Oh my god, this guy is crazy. Yeah, so we will begin exploring North America. Might as well improve relations with the Papal State, as then we can get these bonuses quicker, and it's going to be great. Muscovy just declared a war on our rival Novgorod, so what we're gonna do is wait until Muscovy weakens them, and we will also strike them with a humiliate rival Sibi so we can get 100 of each monarch points, and this way we can get to level 5 admin technology faster and begin colonizing. And would you look at that, there's only 1000 of soldiers left. That is a perfect time to strike. Wow, Muscovy did them really dirty and split them into 3 separate parts. Fantastic stuff. The war is over. We get tons of power projection, which means we get +1 monthly mana points and 100 of each. Okay, so for this next diet, what we're gonna do is grab nobility right for diet call so that we can complete it automatically. We will be selling titles, and this means we have more loyalty than influence for nobility, and this means that we can revoke Danish nobility. Now this is gonna spawn some rebels, but it's the least of our problems. After rerolling our advisors a couple of times, we have trade efficiency and we also have yearly inflation, so this means we will be able to get the radical reforms, giving us more monarch points. And Renaissance is now available, so we will actually spawn it ourselves. We will develop this province right next to our capital, which is Grasslands province. Get the edict going on, and we will pretty much spend all of our Diplo and Mill points, as these we won't need right now. Expand infrastructure, and let's keep going. Now, when it comes to our allies, we're just going to leech of them. We're going to ask them for money, for soldiers, whatever we might need. We're not gonna build anything with this money. Well, not until we have some colonized provinces, as that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna invest all of our cash in our colonies. And just like that, guys, we already have 31 development in this province, and we have Renaissance here. We also have 3 objectives completed for the Age of Discovery, so we can start our golden era whenever we please to. And we're probably going to do this right before the Age of Reformation starts, so we can enjoy these benefits while playing the USA. Now, I'm actually not going to wait, take a couple of loans, and we're going to embrace Renaissance right now, because this allows us to take level 5 admin cheaper. And we're going to go for expansion ideas first. Second government reform is here, and we're gonna go for tax modifier. This also reduces the nobility influence by 10%, so it can help you revoke the privileges for nobility. There we go, guys. We have our first colonist. Now, we still don't have the colonial range for the provinces in colonial Eastern America, which is where we wanna colonize. However, we can definitely start with Greenland. So we're going to take our native policy, native repression for more settlers, and immediately start colonizing Eriksfjord. Let's go ahead and bring some of our loyal soldiers over there. Okay, guys, we have completed another nobility agenda. And if we boost our stability to +1, we can actually revoke Noble's Court as well. So that's exactly what we're going to do. There we go. Expel Danish Nobility mission is gonna give us 10% crownlands, 10 legitimacy, and some very cool modifiers, including a national unrest -2, as well as the Norwegian monarchy tier 1 government reform, which enables parliament and even further reduces our national unrest. This is amazing. We can go ahead and start debates in our Norwegian Storting, and you know what, for this first one, let's go with reform the government, which is going to increase our gov reform progress and give us growth plus 25% as well, just for a small cost of 1 navy tradition. Okay guys, so we can grant more privileges. We will go for supremacy over the crown, and because we started colonizing, we also have established new world missions. And for burghers, we also have a new one, which is grant new world charters. Now, nobility also has a colonial privilege, but we still don't have it because we don't have the quest for the new world. But once we complete 3 expansion ideas, we will unlock the call of our forefathers, which is gonna allow us to recruit explorers and conquistadors regardless if we have the exploration ideas or not. And then we can take another privilege for nobility. Oh yes, these burger diets will be so good for us. Look at that, man. If we complete this one, we get global settlers plus 25 and settler chance plus 5% for 10 years. So that is beautiful. And all we need to do really is to take the burgers privilege, monopoly rights, and we can immediately complete this and have these amazing benefits, which means we will have our first colony established much faster. For the first Age of Discovery bonus, we're going to go for higher developed colonies, which means in all of our newly established colonies, we will have 3 additional development. Colonial expansion, yes, I love these events. 100 population in our newest colony and 15 global settlers. You know what, this first option normally is the better one, but currently we cannot really afford to have 2 colonies, and we really don't need to rush to finish the Greenland area, because after our first colony, we immediately will colonize in colonial Eastern America, so we can expand rapidly, start building claims on the native nations, and start attacking them. There we go, guys. We have our third idea, increasing our settler growth. and immediately we have access to nobility, expedition rights, reducing colony cost modifier. We can continue our exploration in North America. Okay guys, we're ready. Let's establish a colony right over here. And immediately let's start building claims on nations bordering our colony. It's time for our first wars. Let's go. Let's declare and wipe them out. Your stuff are belong to me. For the tier 3 government reform, we cannot go with exile colonial companies because we don't have exploration ideas, but we can definitely go for more reform progress growth. Okay, so we have a strategic marriage event. Now, usually for this event, what you want to do is not sell your provinces to Scotland, but in our case, we really don't care about them. Both of them are only free development, so we cannot even exploit tax here, but we can still get 200 ducats for them. That's a steal. We had a couple of loans, so we're going to repay them. Alright, we can use our papal influence. Let's go for more morale of armies and yearly prestige. And speaking of prestige, we can probably get rid of our heir. He's not really good, so hopefully we can get something better. Oh my goodness, yes please, 200 population, and this means we already finished our colony. Alright, so because we're going to take the province of Raritan from Lenape, we're going to colonize Manhattan. We actually now have 5 provinces in colonial Eastern America, and once we finish scoring them, a colonial nation would be formed. Now, we don't want this to happen, so to prevent it, we need to move our capital to the New World. There are many ways on how we can do it, but I personally like to do it this way. First of all, we're going to move it to Jämtland. Then we're going to exploit tax development in all of our Scandinavian provinces so we can get a little bit of additional money. We're gonna go here and start releasing subjects. Sapmi and Iceland. To both of them, we will start granting provinces, so Iceland will own the Faroe Islands, and Sapmi will have the rest of stuff in Scandinavia. And because our only province right now is our capital, which is isolated, this means we can move our capital wherever we please. So there we go, let's establish some states. And we can immediately move it to one of our provinces in the New World, which now means that a colonial nation won't be formed after we core up our stuff. We can start coring. Oh yeah, and we can help England, I guess, with Sligo and Scotland. Now beware, the economy for a while won't be great, but it won't take long until we restore it, as we will just continue our conquest, we will continue colonizing, and all of our new colonies will have really high development because of higher developed colonies bonus. And obviously in the meantime we can continue requesting money from our allies. And for now, we can even pick the strong duchies privilege. If somehow it happens that these vassals won't be loyal, I would just get rid of them. Like, we're on the brink, I would say. 44% with Iceland. I guess we can improve relations, but it's really not that important to keep them. You know what? The main issue right now is our force limit, so we're going to get rid of free soldiers, and we're only losing 2 ducats monthly, which is really nothing. We are continuing our rapid expansion, and there we go, we have 2 more. We also have over 30% crownlands, and we actually have finished 2 burghers agendas, which allows us to complete this mission and enable the burghers privilege mountain expansion. So this is pretty damn cool because we get this new privilege, which reduces the development cost penalty in mountains, highlands, and hills by 50%, and we get to keep this once we form the USA. And there are some hills provinces here, for example the one in Nipmuc, so developing them will be very cheap. And we finally have the radical reforms. It took a long while, but we finally have it here. 200 admin and diplo points. It's gonna go a long way. Especially because we now have access to level 7 technology. The second technology is actually really dependent on how you want to play. For example, if you pick mill ideas, I would say aristocratic would be really good in this case because it reduces construction costs by 15% if you combine this with expansion. So you can build a really nice industrial nation. But I personally still want to go with exploration ideas, even though it's not necessary because of our first Norwegian idea. But I really love the policy which is gonna help us colonize without having to worry of keeping our soldiers on the colonized provinces. Of course, we will have more colonists, more settlers, so I still like this combo a lot. Okay, looks like we have an English establishment in Avalon. You might say that this is annoying that these nations start colonizing next to you, but it's actually a really good thing, and you will see why later. The event The Eyes Are Not Here is going to happen, and it's going to happen quite frequently. It's amazing because you basically get to spam admin points, or you can also establish a bunch of churches for free. Love this event, totally love it. As we are spamming government reform points through the Norwegian store thing, we can continue unlocking our next reforms. And this time I'm gonna go for expand temple rights so we can have less unrest in all the provinces where we build temples. Dude, we already have 4 colonists. This is incredible. We finished another idea. We have more settlers. We will expand so fast right now. I swear to God, man, we're getting this event like nearly every month. This is incredible. At this point, maybe let's build some churches. Why not? We're not doing that great economically, right? Remembering the consort is an interesting event because we can get 80% chance to get 15% reduction for one of the technology groups, and the rest of them would cost 5% more. Or of course we could get 20% and just increase the technology cost by 10%, which would suck. But hopefully we can do this with admin technology. I actually think we got the bad one, because right now it costs 513 to get level 8 in comparison to level 8 with Diplo, which costs 489. Yeah, man, of course. Of course it would happen. Screw you. So this war is going to be absolutely lovely because Iroquois has a ton of provinces and we're going to just take it from them. Wait, what the hell happened here? I think I missed something, but we got some additional provinces in Scandinavia as we were participating in a war together with England. Okay then. What the hell, man? We can get amazing colonial stuff from the parliament as well. Additional colonists, 20 global settlers, and more colonial range and colony cost modifier reduction for 10 years. It's so great. I feel bad for Iroquois. Look at that, boys. We're doubling our size in one war. Very annoying, but we have to go back to Scandinavia, take care of some rebels. After I clean them up, I will grant these provinces to Sapmi. We shouldn't have kept that one province, so we don't have to deal with this, to be honest. So if you guys decide to go for this run, after you move your capital, just give everything to your vassals. It's time to reduce autonomy in all of our provinces. This is going to give us a nice boost for our economy. And because we're just chilling for now, not participating in any new wars, we can just focus a little bit on our colonizing. Dude, come on. We're establishing 7 colonies at once right now. It's costing us a lot of money, but it's well worth it as we're making the best of our higher developed colonies. 7 colonies means 21 development, excluding the development that these provinces have by default. I mean, it's barely 1500s, we don't have any Scandinavian provinces, and we already have 400 development. We have so much spy network on Iroquois, so we can just go ahead and steal some maps from them, let's say from Great Lakes area, and we immediately can see so many new provinces. We don't even need to send our guys exploring. And one thing I want to point out is that we cannot actually hunt for the 7 cities once our capital is in the colonial region. So yeah, it's a bit harder to explore and stealing maps becomes more important. An offer to trade favors for getting an heir of the dynasty from England. You know what? Why the hell not? Yeah, she's not great. Unfortunately, we'll have to get rid of her immediately. There's so many new states. Our economy shortly is gonna be booming. You know what? We'll need a ton of admin points, so let's switch our focus to admin. And we can actually begin colonizing the Caribbean. It will be important for us to complete one of our missions before we form the USA. I'm very surprised that this is not yet being colonized by Portugal or Castile, but it seems like Portugal in this run is focusing on Brazil right now, and they're being quite slow. They have expanded in North Africa, and what did they have for ideas? They went with exploration and defensive. Very interesting choice. And I'm not a big fan of it, because if Portugal went for the Caribbean, it would have been very beneficial for us. So yeah, for now the plan is colonize Caribbean and then maybe go to Mexico, because we can directly own the Mexican gold provinces, and this way we will triple our economy once we get a few gold mines going on. 130 settlers per year as Norway, while having 5 colonists. Guys, this is incredibly overpowered. Alright, there we go. We have tier 5 government reform, and we're gonna go with naval professionalism. Honestly, amphibious specialization would be pretty damn good as well, because we could get a lot more marines, but I want to boost up our ships a bit, because we might need to fight some great powers in the future, and we don't really have the ideas to match their ship power. Oh, come on, man. We're so unlucky with the heirs. This dude is just bad. And there we go, we finally finished our second idea set, which means we have our first policy, more settlers and less native uprising chance. So as long as we have the clergy New World missions, we don't have any natives rising up. Colonialism has actually appeared in one of our provinces, which is great. We don't even need to ask anybody to share it, as it's going to spread super quick in our high developed ones. As such, guys, in 1515 we are one of the great powers with nearly 600 development. We have more development than Poland right now. Whoa, France actually has 1000 already. They're going wild, and they don't even own the entire French region. Apart from that, the rest of Europe looks really default-like. Like, no one else has really expanded that much apart from France and I would say Muscovy. The Ottomans not doing that great. Classic Castile ate up half of Aragon before getting them in their personal union. You do you, man. I'll get a colony next to Portugal because we're gonna do some nice stuff, and let's get one next to New Granada. And yeah, it's time for our first wars in Mexico as well. These guys only have one ally, perfect. Nice little snack. Yeah, they're getting siege already. That's not cool. What the hell, man? Just as I started the war, they got annexed. Okay, looks like we will attack a different nation. England really doesn't like us anymore. They have hostile attitude. Yeah, you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm actually gonna get a claim on a Newfoundland because we're going to also declare on them shortly. And this, guys, is the power of having your capital in a colonial region. You can just attack anybody's colonies without the overlord's intervention. So we're just going to full annex Newfoundland. All of their progress is for our benefit. That's right. Oh, guys, we gotta finish Greenland because as the USA, we wanna own Greenland, obviously. Age of Discovery is ending in just 2 months, so it's time for us to start our golden era because we won't have these objectives done in the next age and it might take a while, so let's go. The golden era, there we go. I'm actually going to quickly exploit development in most of our provinces because we quite badly need the money. And this is not for the institution yet. We actually want to repay all of our loans, including the 1% ones, because this will allow us to complete a couple of missions. First of all, colonial ambitions. Now we need to build a flagship and have 2 light ships, so we're gonna start working on that. To get a flagship, we need to employ 1500 sailors, and with each bark we get 50, so we are just going to spam a couple of barks. Okay, guys, so at this point we can take new indebted to the burger loans, and now we can actually embrace the institution. We have colonialism, we have all the technologies upgraded, we have the third idea group, and I'm thinking we can go for religious because we will have Deus Vult on everybody in the new world, and it will help us convert all of our provinces. Admin would also be a pretty good pick for the core creation cost, but we can get it later. And of course, we have the decision to form American nation, but we're going to finish just a couple more missions and then we're gonna do it. We have quite a few ducats, so let's go ahead and build some churches. Let's get a couple of workshops. Lose stability, apparently. Oh my god, we have Regent Žygimantas Gediminas, which is a Lithuanian name. This was bound to happen, right? I gotta say, I'm not looking forward to having this new ruler on our throne. Right, there we go. So we have our flagship, which means we get a skill 2 navigator, 75% cheaper. We have the whole new world, 20 global settlers for 40 years is gonna be just perfect. And we get a bunch of permaclaims. Colony of Greenland, we get a ton of development in Greenland and a skill 2 center of trade in Reykjavik. The lands of America will give up to 5 colonized provinces in colonial Canada and colonial Eastern America some buffs with counting houses and trade power. So in some of our provinces, we now have a level 24 counting house, increasing local production by 100%. This is lovely. And you know what? Since we're done with that, I'm really not gonna push for any more missions, and I'm just going to go here and click this button, change to the United States, accept the new traditions and ambitions. Is this not a glorious nation that we have? American Greenland, that's right, boys, that's what we all came here for. We have American Independence mission, which is gonna give us 100 Gov reform progress and 15 prestige. High income, sure, we can also do this one to get a skill 1 treasure 50% cheaper, construction cost and time. Build buildings, we already have this one, 50 admin points and yearly tax income. Okay, let's check out our American ideas. We have an additional merchant, national sailors modifier plus 50%, marines force limit plus 50, tolerance of heretics plus 5. I believe this is the highest tolerance of heretics modifier you can get with any nation. -2 national unrest with a bill of rights. We still have an additional colonist like we had with Norwegian ideas. Morale of armies. Then we will have goods produce modifier, yearly prestige, autonomy change, and yearly legitimacy after we finish them all. So actually really decent ideas. We still have the Norwegian monarchy. Now, we did lose one of our estates. It was the clergy. So we no longer have the national decision that reduces the native uprising chance. So if we don't want to keep soldiers on all of our provinces that we are colonizing, we actually need to go to our stability window and change our policy. We're going to go with native trading policy. This is going to reduce our global settlers by 20, but it's going to be worth it because less micromanagement. Dude, it's so insane. Our force limit is 50 and we can have 32 marines. So yeah, we will eventually get a ton of those. And I think it's time to bully the colonial nations, Spain, Portugal. I'm coming for you, boys. Yeah, okay guys, at least now we got a decent heir. So we will get rid of this guy after 20 years then. Oh man, he's really terrible, greedy as well. Anyways, tier 6 is here. How about we go for even more reform progress? And that's right guys, let's go ahead and grab some claims. We're gonna take it all, no mercy. Come on boys, barrage. Immediately I'm also declaring a war on New Granada. Come here you bastards, where are you going? Where are you going my friend? There is nowhere to go. Brazil, 100% full annexation, just how I like it. Let's go ahead and concentrate some dev, not too expensive to core. Now, that's a freebie. We have Greek and we have the Ichisi Federation, both no allies. We're just going to demolish them. Actually, I really want to build some forts. We have 750 ducats, and it's really annoying because we have a lot of rebels constantly, and we also have, of course, a ton of native nations. So if we attack them and they are in these federations, we need to constantly chase them around. So having some forts will actually be very useful. I'm gonna build them in like hills, mountains where possible. And yeah, let's just go. Let's go on a rampage. Declare on everyone, take all provinces. And I love that we can do all of this with peace of mind because we have Lithuania and nobody's really ready to declare on us and Lithuania at the same time. We also have Brandenburg, which is a decently strong nation. To be honest, we could even befriend France. Spain is ready to donate us 300 ducats and give up all of their colonies just like that. We don't have a single worry whatsoever. No overextension as well. I guess my only worry is that we need a ton of admin points and our king is just garbage. So yeah, that's a bit annoying, but we can start upgrading some of our advisors. We're not using our colonists. Okay, let's continue colonizing. I keep forgetting. Hard to manage 5 of them. We're gonna need more gov capacity, so let's take planters land rights. And boom, our gov capacity issues for now are fixed. Greek has -64 aggressive expansion, so yeah, we don't want them to enter the coalition. Some nations are starting to enter. Let's take care of them before they do. The natives of North America has always traded and sold animal furs, and the Europeans colonizing America started participating in the trade from the beginning of their arrival. Well, I wouldn't say that this is the beginning of the arrival. We have been doing this for ages, man, but anyways, we have local goods produced 0.20, and price of fur changes by 25%, so tons of our provinces will produce more stuff and more money for us. Who doesn't like money? No way these guys have 35,000 units, seriously? We might have to teach you a lesson, boys. There we go, 53 war score from one battle. Honestly, that's insane. We can't even full annex the dude, but we can still take a ton of provinces, which is good enough for me. Just need to core up our current stuff. Oh my god, 700 ducats from Monopoly Company. Don't mind if I do. Beautiful, we managed to secure an alliance with France. We needed this badly because some nations have started entering the coalition because of our insanely rapid expansion, and Spain is one of these nations. But apart from that, look at this glorious nation, boys. We can go ahead and become an empire. Sure, let's accept a couple of these cultures, including English, grab a bit more crownlands. And yeah guys, we're ending this video with United States being the second greatest power with over 1000 development. I'm very proud of this and I think this campaign has been going great. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to click the like button, subscribe for more, and yeah, see you soon. Massive thanks to Tier 1 YouTube members Lex, MangyMinotaur, ScaldabagnoBlu, Kutay, and mickw. Tier 2 members Biologist, Lazar, and RogueRhino, as well as Tier 1 Patreon supporters Lazar and Nikolas, Tier 2 supporter Bean Machine. I'm super thankful for your support.